Keeping things fresh and exciting is extremely important in a franchise like Pokémon. It's the reason why people like me keep coming back to this ever-expanding world. However, because change is so rampant, it's inevitable that things will come and go, be forgotten, and become just a memory to look back fondly on. I don't think this is anywhere more prevalent than in the Pokémon TCG. From character rares to Delta species, the game has featured so many different ideas that either have or will eventually fade out of focus. Each of these Pokémon TCG gimmicks have their fans, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that dreams that one day I'll get to see my favourite kind of cards again. It's not out of the question. In fact, some might say it's just a matter of time before Pokémon revisits a given gimmick. For example, we got character rares in Cosmic Eclipse in 2019, and then bam, they returned in Brilliant Stars as Trainer Gallery, and that idea eventually became the illustration rares we have today. The set Celebrations was basically all about bringing back iconic cards and their styles, but with the sheer amount of things the Pokémon Company has come up with, it does mean that even with these efforts, things may never be revisited. That hopefully won't happen to my favourite gimmick of all time, Tag Team cards, but honestly, who knows. So yeah, this video is a look back at that gimmick. The origin of Tag Team Pokémon cards can be traced back to the Japanese set Tag Bolt, which was released in English under the name Team Up. This was an amazing introduction. We got some of the best Tag Team Pokémon in this first set. But what exactly did Tag Team mean? Well, if the name wasn't obvious, the card features two Pokémon together, and were normally quite powerful and pretty competitive. To balance that, if you knocked out a Tag Team card, you would get free prize cards, which is, well, half of what you need to win a game. Sometimes I personally feel it takes Pokémon a few tries to perfect a gimmick, but with Tag Team it was pretty fantastic straight out of the gate. Some notable cards from Team Up include the alternate art Latios and Latias GX, and of course the poster boys Pikachu and Zekrom GX. What started here basically continued until the end of Sun and Moon, with Cosmic Eclipse being the final set featuring Tag Team cards. So yeah, we got 4 main Sun and Moon sets featuring all kinds of dynamic duos. There's so much to love about not just this category as a whole, but the individual cards themselves. I could probably talk about them all, but that would lead to a very long video. What exactly contributes to their appeal? There's a few standout reasons. Firstly, the vast majority of the regular ultra-rare Tag Team cards were illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita. It's a name that is synonymous with the Pokémon TCG. He was the artist of possibly the most iconic trading card of all time, base set Charizard. His hand-drawn art did wonders for setting even the base rarity of Tag Team cards apart from anything else. Like, think about EX cards from Scarlet and Violet. Most are CG artwork, right? Sure, that makes the higher rarities of the same card feel more special, but I don't know if you've opened packs recently, it is pretty hard to get any of them. So the fact that you could pull any Gardevoir and Sylveon GX from Unbroken Bonds and feel like you got something special, that was a wonderful feeling. I encourage you to look at a list of all the Tag Teams ever released and try to find a bad artwork. Go on, I'll wait. But the art was only half the story, of course. Possibly the more significant reason that Tag Team stands the test of time is the choice of Pokémon. Like, who doesn't love Gengar? And well, Mimikyu is a Sun and Moon favourite. What about Mew and badass clone Mewtwo? Gen 1 and wonderful. In the artwork you can faintly see a lab setting and they appear to be wrecking havoc. All pairs of Pokémon that share a Tag Team card work well together and are fan favourites. In all of the sets that had them, these were cards that people wanted, because why wouldn't they? Speaking of being desired, this gimmick coincided with the start of alternate art secret rares, which are the hottest thing in Pokemon right now. Some of these cards are so pricey and notable that they have special names. Lovebirds, anyone? One of my favourites is the adorable pairing of Alolan Raichu and Raichu in Unified Minds. There's nothing like having fun at the beach, and this card captures that feeling perfectly. This gimmick seemingly did so well that Pokemon decided to push the idea further. Yes, cards cards with 3 Pokemon, possibly the most coveted being Literal God and Dialga and Palkia. In the secret rare, they are represented by this beautiful statue worthy of their status. Possibly less well known is the fact that Pokemon tried tag teams with trainers. Some of the full art versions of these cards were amazing in their own right. At the time, most trainer cards were pretty sterile and lacking the life we see nowadays, but the tag teams were quite the opposite. Overall, I think Pokemon just got so much right with this gimmick. It is hard for anyone that collects cards to not love them. They were unique, popular, and looked amazing. In my mind, this was the best gimmick that hasn't ever returned past when it was originally introduced. So go on Pokemon, do us a favour and make some mega pairs. Pretty please? Oh, let me know your favourite tag team in the comments. By the way guys, I stream on Whatnot and I try to do some interesting formats so that you can get your hands on really cool cards and sealed stuff too. If you want to check me out, I'm also Rustle over there, and I have left a link in the description to sign up for Whatnot if you haven't already, and if you follow through you get £10 to spend on anything you'd like. So why not, hey?